So I just called him. I just got off the phone with him.
Hold up. Before you get started, I just answered the phone now, and I got this call recording, okay?
Okay.
And I need your permission. If you know, I just want to see what you got to say. But I want to see what you got to say. Go ahead and tell me what you got to say.
Look, you my brother, and you got permission. Check it out. So this is what they said. The last thing that was filed on that case was on the 7th, an order to dismiss show cause. So it's on the record. That was it. He said if anything else was to come about it, he said check within 30 days. I was like, all right, cool. But I know he.
So after you filed, so what did they the thing that you filed in there? What was that you filed in there?
That was the order. That was the objection. The order. Look, what I filed was the order to dismiss the show call.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying, like okay, the thing is, you had a hearing yesterday, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And what time was the hearing?
The hearing was at 3:00.
Okay, and you filed it when? When did you file your paperwork into the court case?
On the 7th.
That's last week.
Yes.
Okay, and you sent a copy to the opposing party.
Yep, I sent a copy to all the opposing parties. Yes.
Then what about the judge?
The judge as well. Correct.
Okay, certified mail, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I remember we looked at the tracking numbers, and you say the attorney received theirs the day of the hearing, and the judge had not received his yet.
Correct. And
you sent your lady friend to go to basically make sure that they all got it anyway. But you had file stamped copies already.
Correct.
Okay. And so, because when you filed it, you had them to file stamp your copies that you had, your extra copies that you had them to file stamp your copies as proof that you actually filed it.
You better believe it. I sure did.
Right. Now, This is what I'm only saying it because this is what I always try to practice telling people do. You make sure you file stamp it. Take some extra copies and file stamp everything. Have everything file stamped. You know, they're going to keep the original and they'll file stamp your copies.
Correct.
And so you had file stamp copies, and you just wanted to make sure that they got it, so it won't be no warrant for failure to appear, because you was kind of nervous because you say you looked online, and what happened? What you see online?
When I had looked online, and I had actually called, and they had said that they didn't have it on file. They said that it was not in the system, and so that had me a little trepidatious. Why? Because it was like, I personally knew what the last thing filed was in the case, because I filed it on the 7th in the early afternoon, and they said they didn't get it, and they gave every excuse saying it was backlog, et cetera, but nonetheless, I had those file stamp copies that I turned in on the week before prior, and I was like, all right, so I'm gonna have my lady friend go down there, and physically and make sure y'all have it. But the new attorney, because 2 attorneys have reclused themselves from the case, the newest one accepted, said, hey, we got it at the office and we'll take that copy. And he had to kind of correct the court administrator and said, because the court administrator was trying to say things to the effect of, well, he needs to physically be here, and the attorney said no. He answered, kind of bugged his eyes, like, if you're trying to give a secret code to your partner, it's like, no, he gave an answer. This is his appearance. We accept it. So they know the game. They know it, but they definitely try to play that fear factor.
That goes to show, when I was showing that video about an appearance is not limited to physical appearance.
Oh, no.
And I was using your testimony as proof of what I've actually showed in the videos. And some people be scared that if they file something in it, they think they still got to go there. I've done this too many times and never ever got in trouble, because I know the law. I know the law says that, by definition, appearance is not limited to physically being in that building.
Nowhere close. You all right? Look, and all the person has to do, because you know what kind of language they're speaking. Give me 1 second. It's going to take me less than a second. I'm going to read it out loud. What an appearance is, based on their definition, because I didn't write this. This ain't my writing. An appearance, noun, procedure, coming into court as a party or interested person, or as a lawyer on behalf of a party or interested person, especially a defendant's act of taking part in a lawsuit, whether by formally participating in it or by an answer demur or motion, or by taking post-judgment steps in the lawsuit in either the trial court or an appellate court. There's an answer or demur, and then if the person wants to know what a demur is, look up demur, but it's still an answer. And actually a demur is French, or excuse me, Latin for saying, no, it's French, excuse me, for saying motion to dismiss. That's what that means. So an answer. So no, emphatically, based off of the Law Dictionary, this is Black's Law 8th edition unabridged, or you can read Black's Law 4th edition. Look, they say the same thing. An appearance is an answer. An answer is your paperwork. Your court is your paperwork. You don't have to physically be there to be the surety for that all caps name. That's what they want you to do, but that's not the case. You don't have to do that.
And they know that the language is different in the court, and then they know that the people don't know the language of the court. They know the people don't know court procedure, and they go in there and they have people who don't know the language of the court to come up in there so that they can run one in them. And that's generally what's been happening for the longest. And so when you know the law, and you know the law well enough to know you don't have to physically be in there and play those word magic games with them, then you just file your paperwork and let them talk to the paperwork.
Correct. This is true. Yep. Very correct.
And so I just wanted to kind of use that and to, use your testimony to kind of, so that people can understand when they hear this, they'll know.
You're my brother in truth indeed. Look, all praises. And plus I like to talk, so it's good.
It's all good. I'm gonna go on and end the recording now. We can go on and talk like we always talk.
But look, I'm about to breathe. Look, I'm about to breathe for a minute and eat this mango. Look, give me a minute.
Do your thing. Just hit me back when you can, big dog. We'll talk later.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Hold it down.
All right, peace.
Peace out. Told y'all you ain't got to be in now. Thing is, they know we don't know the language of the courts. They know this. It's legal. It's a totally different language. You walk up in there and they don't tell them what you might say. And then and people like ourselves that might walk up in there who actually know a little something, and I'm not even well versed when it comes to it. I'm learning this stuff as I go too. But the thing is, like, people like ourselves that come up in there who actually try to study law and try to implement this little bit that we do know, we're called sovereign citizens. So keep your little sovereign citizen label and not just let you talk to the paperwork. You can do that. Just apply the law. You don't have to be in there. An appearance is not limited to you physically being there. A general appearance is when you walk up in there. When you walk up in there, it's considered a general appearance because you ain't got nothing on the record. You just in there letting them run one in you. So you going to talk about, I'm the living man. I'm the living man. Stay your ass out of there if you can stay out of there. But if you want to go in there, you know how to stand your ground when you're in there. Go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But this is just another alternative. It's up to you though. Do what you want to do with this information, and I'll see y'all in another video. Emrose signing out.